Hey everyone, I'm DiFranco. I'm the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we specialize in publishing and business strategy for holistic health and wellness professionals. We have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. Being a sacred rebel means you prioritize your own healing above everybody and everything else. It means that you understand that the fear you feel in your body is a compass, and that little fear of not good enough is boring. So for me, being a sacred rebel means I listen to those messages, I recognize them inside of me, and I call that kind of fear purpose-driven. 2015, I had a sacred rebel moment. I was working on my second book, and I had been feng shuiing my soul with my writing. I decided that I was going to write a book detailing every wound of my childhood, and I went back to the beginning and I put it all out on paper. By the time I was finished, I had 65,000 words about it, and that book was called Love in a Nightmare. And that was in November of 2015. A month later, on Christmas Eve, I attached that book to an email to my family, which created some chaos. And my dad actually said to me, "You better not publish that." And I moved through some pretty intense feelings, to say the least. But I was in a moment in my life that I had done a lot of healing work, and I knew that I had to share a story that, again, prioritized me and my own healing. So that particular book wasn't the book that the world eventually read. I went back and I sorted through the stories, and I created the book called Brave Healing that had some stories about my family, had some stories about my divorce, had some very personal stories. And so that rebel in that moment became sacred, because I felt the fear of publishing something that could have been a little too personal, and I did it anyway. Being able to publish, really guide the journey of Shaman Heart Sacred Rebel, what an honor, first of all. To be able to gather with a group of sacred rebels who are doing that thing I've been talking about, prioritizing themselves and the self-love and the healing, so that they walk the walk for other people. Holy moly, that is the biggest ripple ever. And to be able to play in the sandbox with so many amazing, talented, authentic, skilled healers, and going to for the first time. It's like my absolute passion. How does it feel? Amazing. It's why I was born. So as a company, Brave Healer Productions is celebrating its 52nd Amazon bestseller, and that is super exciting. And when I say that, what's behind that is the community of authors that have shared their authentic stories and their beautiful medicine in these books. I'm so proud and excited to be able to celebrate that. And when Stephanie and Jeremy came to me with the idea of doing an author's journey, in addition to the projects that we were already doing, first of all, I was like, yes, I'll do that, let's do that. Like, I didn't even care like what it looked like. I just knew that we had to figure it out, and that we would figure it out and co-create it together. And I came back on the plane from that very first trip that we did last year here in Teotihuacan, Mexico. That was shaman heart turning pain into passion and purpose. I came home, all I could think was, how do we do that again? So the difference is, of course, the in-person bonding and the group dynamic and the community coming together. But what made the biggest difference, and of course what I've devoted my entire life to, is being able to pair the author piece with the healing journey piece. So we walk together through some pretty deep stuff, and we move through it. We have aha moments, we have breakthroughs, we have stuff that is unexpected in terms of waking up the next morning. And there have been mornings this week where I was like, where am I? Who am I? And that is a huge question, and one of the best questions ever. Because in the moment of asking yourself, who am I? You get to define that in sometimes an entirely brand new way. So I knew that pairing an experience like this with the book would be phenomenal. I just didn't realize how phenomenal. And I know there are going to be many of these in our future because of that. The only way that you can pull off a journey like this, there's so many pieces to this, and we decided to combine a healing journey with a book journey. And either one of those things is huge in and of itself. We put them together and we said, hey, you guys, come, let's rip our hearts out and put it on the page for everybody to read. I'm going to guide you through all these experiences to figure out who you are and who you want to be in life. And the only way that you can do something that profound is with a safe container and people who understand how vulnerable we're being in those moments. So working with me and Jeremy and Freedom Folk and Soul has been an honor because they get it, they've been there, they understand the wounds, they understand how to listen, they understand how to guide people in their worst moments out of that darkness and transform it into something that can actually be world-changing. You don't find master teachers like that very often, and you definitely don't find a powerful couple who are both master teachers who can hold that space very often. And I want you all to know that the experience is amazing because of all of those things, but these two people have devoted their lives to helping you live a life that you can only dream of. So many, I know so many people have talked about the multiple sacred rebels in their lives that have inspired them. And over the years, I've thought about this question over and over, and I have writers who have inspired me and healers who have inspired me. But my daughter, sorry. She is the most fearless, wise, kind heart I have ever met. And when she came out of me, life changed. And I realized how lucky I was to have born a sacred rebel, that she chose me to be that guide for her. And every single step of the 20 years I have been honored to be her mom, every step has been a journey to a deeper gratitude. And I love you, sweetie, if you ever listen to this. She has taught me so much.